Whenever you're ready, I'll follow you.
Ah, so good. Goes right through.
Yep, one pop. Here's thoracics.
Oh, that was good.
Good. Good.
Oh, I love that thing so much.
I'm ready when you are.
Oh, God.
How fast is that now?
It's incredible. It's like almost as if like it's hard to believe, but it's happening to me, so I obviously believe it. It's so good. Wow.
So we have Katie back for her 5th cranial facial release. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us how you're doing.
Amazing.
Really?
Yes, just listen to this.
That's the bad side.
This is the bad side.
Okay. And review with people, 20 plus years ago.
I got an elbow to the nose cheerleading, broke my nose. Everything was completely deviated, collapsed. I haven't been able to breathe through my left side of my nostril in 20 plus years.
Like zero.
Nothing. So
What would you say it is now?
I want to say it's pretty even with the right side at this point.
Like
I was literally
almost at 100% balance?
Yeah. And I mean, it's also like I don't have anything in my nose. I haven't like eaten anything today. Because I know you mentioned like cheese and all that stuff.
Yeah, so if you eat a lot of like milk or dairy products, you might be mucousy, not because of structural, but just because your body created some mucus from the foods that you eat.
Yeah, but it's incredible.
So they're almost balanced now.
Yeah.
Or they are balanced.
Yeah.
So to review, we've done 4 sessions. This is really important to me because with this cranial facial release, because what I was taught from my teacher was this doctor that just retired this year, Dr. Adam Del Torto, and he said you really got to average around 4 treatments per person. Now, if he has a really extreme case like Bell's palsy or trigeminal neuralgia or concussion syndrome, he said sometimes it takes more visits. Mm-hmm. Not that breathing isn't serious, but he said a lot of the breathing people will respond in 4 treatments.
Yeah.
Quite remarkably, whether it's 100% or even 90% would be life-changing. Right?
Oh my God, it's incredible.
Yeah, but you're getting that already. We're going to do a 5th visit because we just want to go forward with this a little bit. Katie's one of my first cases on this YouTube channel, or is my first case on the YouTube channel that's done that many visits, so that you can see that this is not just a one-off where we do it and she goes, hey, I'm about 20% better, and we leave her alone. What if we took her to the end point, or as far as we could clinically, to
Mm-hmm.
where we go, that's it. We got it as far as we could clinically move the chest piece.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that number is yet, so we're going to do this for a few more weeks. But we're kind of there.
I am so amazed. Like, thank you so much, honestly.
Yeah. So, you're welcome. Thank you.
But it really is incredible. I mean, the change has been just... I have to make a conscious effort to breathe through my nose because I haven't done it for so long that I'm just like... I can do that.
So you mean because you're like so conditioned to only use
my mouth. I was a mouth breather.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's do a brief alignment, and we're gonna do another cranial facial release today. And I hope you go back and dig through at least watch her first video, because her first video actually was a little frightening. It was crazy, right?
It's funny. I watch it back and I was just like, wow, I can't believe I did it like that. But it was just, again, I wanted it done.
Yeah.
And, it's like I said, it's important to show I was a really difficult case. And no matter how difficult it was, we've been able to work through it. I mean, it's not a simple thing. It's not necessarily pleasant. But my God, it works.
Yeah, so that's
it's
good.
so good.
Good. Well, I'm glad you stuck with me this long.
Yeah.
And we get to see that trajectory, that arc from here to boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, we're going to have cases that don't respond because that's life. But it's fun to see some of the ones that do respond, to see what's possible. Mm-hmm. And, I try to look for the hope in things, look for the light in things. I've had my failures, not every case I work on gets better, but I in my mind, I want it to get better.
Right.
I don't enter something, just like an athlete, not that I'm not comparing myself to an athlete, but an athlete doesn't go into a competition going, I'm expecting to lose.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because if you do, you probably more times than not you're going to lose. So
right.
At least you have to train hard, be ready, be prepared,
mm-hmm.
and then expect success or expect to win,
right.
expect to help. In this case, it's not a competition, but I'm expecting a positive outcome.
Right.
And then when I get disappointed, I have to rev myself up again the very next time when I'm with someone to go, I expect a positive outcome again. And when I don't feel that optimism of positive outcome, it's time for me to retire.
Right.
Right? I'm done.
100%.
So I expect positive outcome. I'm sorry, but that's how I look at it.
I
try to
think
be
it's totally-
try to do the best I can at this.
Yeah. Amazing.
So lie on your back. And I just want to share that because it's not that I think I can help anybody. It's I'm positioning myself physically and mentally to help 100% of the people that I work with. And then life happens. But let's get ready at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's thoracics.
Oh, that's so good.
And you might not have been able to hear that, but you did.
I did.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a big pop. We're going to do the Y strap too today because I know you like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was good.
Good. Let's do this. Lie on your side facing me. We'll release the lower back. We'll do the Y strap. We're going to do a cranial release. I know this is a shorter visit, but you know, this is called a follow-up.
Right.
Good. How's your neck and back been? We didn't even ask you that.
Great.
Has that improved a little
Yeah. Well, part of the thing is when the girl fell on my head, she cracked my neck, and like I wasn't able to turn my head to the left for a long time.
So it wasn't just the nose.
It was everything.
Let me have these arms.
Yeah.
You're going to hold the arms right up here. Don't
Yeah.
move them.
Okay.
Leave them up there so I can use them as leverage. Put out your legs now and scoot down towards me just a little bit. So I know when people watch my videos on this channel, they see me do a whole big thing of working people out with the soft tissue, and we did that in your first video a little
yep.
bit. This isn't, I don't want to make the Katie video series of like 7 hours of film time. It's just
Right.
not going to hold up. So at this point, the thing we're most interested in documenting is updating what her original goal was, like the hope of maybe breathing to the side again. So that's why I'm moving fast through the adjustment. I could just skip the adjustment entirely, but in my heart, I love getting my hands and adjusting people. That's why if you watch my Instagram, you'll see I even adjust people in barber shops on the street. I just do whatever I can to
It's
just...
like, hey, you look a little off. Let me adjust you real quick.
And I literally do. And I've proven that if you watch some of those videos. And we've talked also on a couple of your videos, but I also have an animal channel called the Animal Cracker, where I work with horses, dogs, pigs, chickens. It's a YouTube channel that I started on January 1st of 2021. And it's worth checking out if you want to see me work with animals. Animal Cracker.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a cute name. People seem to like that name.
Because it's good.
So we're going to just do a little Y strap, and then we'll move into the cranial. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, I love that thing so much.
Oh, good.
Ah, it's so
What did you
good.
feel that time?
I mainly feel it in my upper neck, and then you just feel the stretch all the way down. It's so good. It's so
Good.
relaxing.
So let me give you your supplies. So here's a few tissues to have in your hand.
Awesome.
Here's Floppy,
I love Floppy.
the support animal.
This is what makes everything. It's Floppy. Had Floppy not been here, I would have left after one visit and been like, I'm not doing this again.
You would have gotten no results. So I give credit to Floppy, and Floppy maybe is a crossover from my Animal Cracker channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to at least have some type of representation from the animal world here, and Floppy is doing that for us right now.
You know what it is too? Being that this was your daughter's, this is like good vibes. You know?
Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, we're going to start again on the right side, just like we always do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Whenever you're ready, I'll follow you.
Ah, so good. Goes right through.
Yep, one pop.
Not as many cracks too.
And that's good because it's normalizing.
Right.
That's what we want.
Yep.
You want to do the other side, or do you need to?
Obviously.
No, I meant, do you need time to collect your?
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3.
It's also less. It's less traumatic as we go forward, right?
Yeah.
Or less. I don't know. Maybe traumatic is probably a good word.
Yeah, well, like you know exactly what you're walking into, and then being that it has improved with each visit, it's almost exciting to see like, oh, how well is this one gonna go? You know?
Mm-hmm. All right. Here's the left side. I'm ready when you are.
Oh God.
I mean, how fast is that now?
It's incredible. It's like almost as if like it's hard to believe, but it's happening to me, so I obviously believe it. It's so good. Wow.
I mean, here, camera up on me for a second. I mean, to my credit, I'm getting better skills at this because I've done a lot of these by now. I'm doing several a week in the office that we don't film. I'm just getting a knack for it now, which I didn't have, I think, when we first met.
Right.
I was not clumsy, but I was a little clunky with it. And I still will have people that I'm clunky with because they have just such a interesting structural presentation,
Right.
where I just have no idea how to find that canal, and because it's shifty and makes turns and stuff. But I kind of have yours memorized now,
Right.
and I can just go wonk.
Yeah.
And it's also more open, so
Yes.
it was collapsed. It really felt like beams were collapsed.
Yeah.
Like if you walk into a house after an earthquake, not that I've ever done that, and the ceiling fell, and you wish someone could lift the ceiling back up into place. That's what your nose.
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that the balloon does is it mobilizes the cranial bones. It releases direct pressure on the brain by having your bones squeezed so tight in your face. It relieves the dural meningeal tension, and the dura is like the sac or sheath on top of our brain and spinal cord, so it releases some of the pressure around that. And think of the casing on a hot dog being too tight, and we sometimes feel that way where like our brain and our skull is just too tight. It definitely opens breathing passageways. It will facilitate sinus drainage, and some of the people that would come for something like this have breathing problems, migraine headaches, sinusitis, tinnitus, which is the sound in your ears, like the whooshing or ringing, vertigo, Bell's palsy, trigeminal neuralgia, sleep apnea, snoring, head trauma, and it helps a whole bunch of different things for people. But we don't really target curing any disease or ailment. Now, did you hear any cracks today whatsoever?
A little bit, not much.
Yeah.
Very, very little. But it went right through. 1, 2, 3.
This morning before you came, I had this client that got her second treatment today. And her first treatment, she cracked like crazy on both sides.
Right.
And this one, she barely heard any cracks.
Right.
And she said it still felt awesome, and she had that breathing clarity, which is great.
Yeah.
And we didn't film her, so but she said comparatively there were less cracks, and I'm hearing that more and more, that the first time is like whack.
It was
then
actually
you had it second time
my
too.
second time, because the first time was so it took 4 or 5 attempts to get the balloon in.
You can sit up.
Yeah. It took 4 or 5 attempts to get in the first time. The second time, it took a little long to get the balloon in, but we got it in one shot, and I think you audibly hear the cracks on the video.
Yeah.
Because that one was by far the most.
Which
cracks.
one? The second one.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's an interesting process. I mean, I'm gonna still invite you back if you want to come back.
I'm coming back all the time.
And let's just see. We'll both know intuitively. We'll be like, okay, this is done.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that it's done forever, because another thing that my teacher taught me is, if someone's interested in this work, have them come back in a month, or have them come back in 2 months and do a tune-up.
Right.
And he said sometimes on those tune-ups you can get like a whole nother experience from it.
Yeah.
It won't revert back to where it's collapsed again if you do a good job with 4 to 6 treatments.
Right.
but you might be like ready again.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I like getting my neck adjusted.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's another thing that you can adjust, open up, manipulate, mobilize.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm ready when you are.
Oh, God.
I mean, how fast is that now?
It's incredible. It's like almost as if like it's hard to believe, but it's happening to me, so I obviously believe it. It's so good. Wow.